Hi, my name is Robert. I'm here with my mom, Tammy. The date is May 22nd, 2021. We are recording this interview in Chicago, Illinois. How are you doing, mom?
I'm fine.
I'm not sure if that's gonna pick up, so I'll turn the mic go. But
We can start over.
all right, no, it's okay. All right. So my first question is, did you have anything that you would do for fun as a kid?
As a kid,
Yeah. Like,
I used to love going to the park and climbing in trees
you want to give some more detail as to why you would do that, or just
because I like to be up there and just watch people. I would get to as high as I can and I would sit up there and just watch people.
some stairs? So my next question has to deal with you and dad, right?
Hmm.
So who proposed? Was it you or dad?
Your dad proposed to me.
How did he go about doing so?
He took me to the jewelry store.
Mm-hmm.
He told me to give him my hand,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to turn around.
Mm-hmm.
And I gave him my hand, and I turned around, and the next thing I know, the jeweler was putting the ring on my finger.
Interesting, interesting. All right. So your question, the next question is actually about my name. So it's like so I know me and dad have the same name. So I was curious as to why you guys chose his name, or instead of giving me a different name, or if you guys had a different name, or you just decided it was up.
Um, his name was the most simplest name.
Mm-hmm.
Um, no other names really came to mind for a boy. I didn't have any boy names. I don't think he had any boy names either. But um, it was the simplest, and it's easier to pronounce,
Mm-hmm.
and it's hard to make fun of.
Okay. Dad, would you like any input on this? On my name?
As to why we named him after you.
Shall wait for the answer. As to why you guys named gave me your name. To the mic.
I just said because it was the most simplest name, the easiest name. We didn't have no other names. And it's hard to make fun of that name.
Okay. Well, my next question is, do you think we're alike?
You and your dad?
Me and you.
Me and you, in some instances, we are alike.
Right. How do you think we are alike?
I think we are alike because we're both stubborn.
Uh huh.
We're both a little outspoken.
I get that a lot.
And I, well, I think that's about it. I think that's about it.
So you want to specify what you think is different about us?
What's different about us is you act like your dad.
How so?
Your mannerisms are like his. Your attitude is like his. Yeah, you think like him a little, but that goes under, mannerisms and stuff. So,
Right. My next question is: did you always know that you wanted to be a parent, or was it just like a last second thing, or what's up?
um, yeah, I eventually wanted to have 10 boys, but as I got older, I knew that that would be a hard thing to accomplish. So, in the end, I wanted a boy and a girl, and that's exactly what I got, a boy and a girl.
So, for me, like growing up, did you have any idea how I would turn out, or was there a specific way you wanted me to turn out, or?
No, I didn't have any ideas of a specific way of you turning out. I just hope that you would succeed enough to where you're happy in life. But I did have a couple of things that I thought you might go into as far as computers, because when your dad was building computers, you would always be around him, helping him. Whenever he was on the computer, you was always on his lap. So I thought you would get into computers, as you got older, and you did for a second, but then you ventured off into something else.
And now I'm back to it. But hey, let's see. Can I think of another question? All right. Another question would be, how did you think Tori would turn out?
Um, I didn't have no expectations of neither one of you all turning out a certain way. I just wanted you all both to know that, to put your education first and to, get into something where you don't have to be employed for someone, but you can be the employer. I've always dreamed that you all would, own your own businesses. But if that wasn't you all's dream or interest, I wouldn't push it, because that's my dream for you, but you have to live your life. So, no expectations, just for you all to grow up and be happy and succeed in whatever you all do in life.
Alright, that sounds good. Well, I was actually kind of interested about learning like how you grew up because I don't know that much about you as a child, you or dad, honestly. So yeah, want to put some light on that?
My dad, you want to be,
No, I said you. Well, you growing up, then I don't know about you and dad.
oh, growing up.
Yeah.
Um, my childhood was very, um, I wouldn't say cliche, but it was very the usual growing up in poverty. Um, I was raised in the Henry Horner Projects, which, is deep poverty. My mom was on public aid, but she was a single mother. She raised three of us, and we moved quite a bit. School for me was very hard to get used to, trying to just deal with, being around new people and having to have them accept me for who I am, and not so much of trying to get to know them only because of my background. Felt like everybody knew what it was, even though they didn't. But being poor makes you a little shy to the world.
So, well, about school, like, did you necessarily enjoy school, like, teacher wise? Like, did you enjoy the teachers, or did you have a favorite teacher, or did you not like school, or how was that?
Um, Grammar school was extremely fun. As you know, I did go to a Catholic school, and being from a poor background, my mom couldn't afford our tuition, so she was always there. She had to work there to work off our tuition for us to go there. And, didn't get into too much trouble in grammar school. Just, it was fun. I love being in the whole structured setting. I love the structure of it. It was more to my fitting. I don't like the loosey goosey type of schooling, if you want to say. But it was fun. I had quite a few favorite teachers in grammar school. When I got to high school was fun. It was okay. It was interesting, and it was a little bit intimidating and terrifying. Because I went to a school that was not known for its academics. It was known for its gangs and drugs and stuff like that. So in high school, it was okay. That's why I met my best friend, who you know today. But yeah, no, I didn't enjoy high school too much, and I dropped out in my sophomore year. But eventually got my GED afterwards.
All right, that's interesting. Let's see. So, all right. So I remember you saying that you didn't necessarily plan on being a nurse, but you like your job now. Uh, yeah, you want to explain that a little bit because I didn't get to hear that part.
Okay. No, nursing was not a field I wanted to go into. It was just from hearing the stories from a lot of the women in my family who are nurses, including my sister, who I'm a bit close to. The stories that they had behind nursing scared me away from it. But I did want to go into the medical field, which I did go to school for medical billing, which I got a certificate for that, but I don't use it now because I work for Misericordia. And Misericordia, it's a nursing facility per se, but to a different level, different degree, because we don't deal with necessarily sick patients. Some of them are sick, but they're not just sick, they're mentally and physically disabled. And I get a joy from working with my residents, and that's why I've been there now 15 years. And I love it because I love exactly what I do, taking care of them, showing them, you know, the way to live, basically, because they don't know and they can't go out there by themselves. They have to have guardians all the time, which I guess goes back to my mothering side, because I do feel like they are my kids, even though they're older than me, but I take care of them as if they were my own. And I get to know them, and I get to know them on a personal level, and on a non-personal level, and it's been great.
That's good. So say hypothetically, if you got the opportunity to, like start your own business or start your own line of work, what would you do, or how would you go about doing it?
I've always wanted to own a restaurant.
A restaurant.
Yes,
That's interesting.
a restaurant, because I love food. I think if I was cooking different stuff for different people, getting a different reaction, I would love to cook all the time, but I don't. But a restaurant would be something I would, mind owning, or a beauty supply. Yeah, how about how I would go about getting it? I don't know. I would need help. And that's part of the reason why I don't own one as of today. So,
All right. Well, since you said you wanted to be you wanted your own restaurant, so let's say hypothetically you got the chance to work for a good paying restaurant. What position would you apply for, or how, or yeah, what position would you apply for?
I would work for a restaurant, but I would apply for the head manager in the front end. I wouldn't want to be in the kitchen, only because I would want the support from the chefs. In the front, you need support. Don't get me wrong, you do need support because you need your employees. But I think I would work in the front end, to see customers, people, to be around the people. And when you're in the back, you don't get to see the people that often. It's just you and the food. And that's why I say I would want to own a restaurant. I wouldn't want to be the cook in that restaurant. I would just like to own it.
Okay, well, since you're saying that okay, so let's say hibachi, since hibachi's like uh a cook in front of your customers type of thing. Would you work there as a cook?
Probably. If I had the opportunity, yeah, I think I would.
Sounds interesting. Sounds like something I might try out for one day, possible. But yeah, since I want to go to school in culinary. Come on. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. La, 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 la. Well, did you have any favorite family members that you liked?
Um, I mean, I love all of my family members, but I do have a favorite aunt that passed away. Um, Yeah, I had a favorite.
Sounds good. Would you like to share some light about her? About why she was your favorite? Or
She was my favorite because she was the type of woman that um, she had just such class and elegance about herself, the way she carried herself, the way she talked, the way she moved. A lot of the reasons why I wanted to own my own restaurant was because of her. Seeing her cook in the kitchen was just it was amazing to me, and she was, just an angel in all aspects of to me from what I saw. I never seen all of the aspects of her life because I'm quite sure she had some downfalls or whatever. But what I saw growing up, she was such a lady. She was just a lady all around. And the all around good, caring person would give you the shirt off her back if you needed it. She was a good person. She's a good person.
sounds good. Well, you want to stop there? Or you want to keep going? All right. Well, my next question is, I know you like well, my great grandmother a lot. Well, your grandmother. So, you want to talk about that relationship or how that went?
My dad's mother. Is that what
Yeah.
you're talking about? Okay.
Grandma Madison?
Okay. She is the only grandmother on my side of the family that would be considered your great grandmother. But my relationship with her was it was it was great. She was my escape from the poverty, even though she still lived in poverty too. But it was away from my norm. Um, as you know, we stayed on the west side of Chicago, and she lived here on the south side of Chicago. She always stayed on Garfield, um, and I would be able to get on the bus and take the Ashland bus and come straight to her every weekend, or whenever I call her, she would, have my mom send me to her, and we spent a lot of time together. One thing that I remember and we still talk about to this day, me and her, is she used to always buy me Barbie dolls for
Oh.
Christmas. I had a lot of Barbie dolls, and all of them I never got to play with.
Oh.
She wouldn't let me take them out the box because they're collectibles.
Oh.
So, you know, it was still fun to look at the dolls and stuff like that. But she still have those dolls to this day. But yeah, me and my grandma had a good relationship, and always wanted to be like her. I mean, I still do because she's, up there in age. And as you can see, she's still mobile. She still goes to the casino. She still
Yeah.
travel out of town.
Mm.
She's still very
Active.
about life. Yeah, she's about life and she's living it and she's enjoying it. And I told her I want to be just like her when I grow up. I want to still be able to move like her and, get around and just be at peace with life like her.
Very joyful woman. All right. Well, we're kind of running out of time, so we'll stop there. All right. So, thank you for your time.
You're welcome anytime.
All right. All right. Thank you. And that is all.